market. How is everyone today? Great to have your company and welcome on in. As we do this every Thursday, this is the Thursday Tips from the Digital Mentor, and I'm Alan Hennessy. And if you need more information on that, you can go to the website compassmedia.ie. You'll find out all the information there, or Alan_Hennessy.ie. And we are currently developing and building the Digital Mentor website. So that's all coming. So really exciting news. And so we are delighted to have your company. So, guys, as I said, if you have any questions with regards to social media, digital marketing, pop me a message as well on any of the social channels or by email at alan@compassmedia.ie. And we will endeavor to try and answer your questions. Also, you can join the Digital Navigators group, which is available on Facebook and also on LinkedIn as well, because the reason why we set up to they mirror each other, and the reason why we set them up on both channels is simply that some people rather get their information on Facebook and some people rather LinkedIn. So we decided let's do the two of them, and so that's exactly what we do. So they're a mirror image of either, so you're not going to be missing out on anything if you go to one or the other. They're the same. It's just whatever you regard as being your area that you like to go to on social media and to get your information. But we would love for you to join us. I always post loads of exclusive content in there in regards to video tutorials and other bits and pieces, toolkits, and so on and so forth. So definitely, we would love to have you in our community. Okay, so today, what am I going to be talking about? We are going to keep this nice and short and snappy. We're going to be talking about building engagement on LinkedIn. It's a question that I get asked a lot, is how can I build my engagement on LinkedIn? How can I get more followers? How can I get more, connections? How do I get in front of more people? And there's so many different opportunities. But the one thing I would say is don't be concentrating on the numbers. Concentrate on the content, and that's how you build engagement. Okay, I know it sounds very simple and it sounds very easy, and say, oh yeah, well, we all know that, but how do we do it? Well, there's a number of different ways that you can do this. There's a lot of different options in which you can actually create this good content that's engaging and that starts a conversation. Okay, so if we think about LinkedIn, um let's think about it as a host. Okay, stop using it for as a promotional channel, because at the end of the day, people, and especially now with social media and everything that's happening over the last number of years in regards to the pandemic and other bits and pieces, people have become a lot more involved, and they want to talk to people. They want to find out information. They want to be able to help you. They want to be able to engage with you. All right. And if you're posting promotional material, people are just going to go by it because they're seeing that every day. So you need to be thinking about, how is it that you can solve a problem? How is it that you can get people talking, spark a conversation off? Okay. So there's a lot of things that you can actually do. And the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is I see a lot of people that will post content on LinkedIn and they will redirect it. So they may put up a YouTube channel. They may have a YouTube channel and they might, redirect someone to the YouTube channel. Okay. Now, let's be honest, LinkedIn, they don't stop people from doing it, but what they do is they want you to put content on the platform. Okay, so posting it directly to LinkedIn will give you a lot more opportunities to get in front of people. That it'll also help LinkedIn see that you are serious about what the content that you're putting up on LinkedIn. Okay, so natively putting up content on LinkedIn is so much better. So with regards to using these third-party tools and these third-party networks and stuff like that, try and post directly onto your LinkedIn. Really, really important, because it'll also show up in in the algorithm as well. And LinkedIn, if your content is favorable and it is getting some sort of engagement, LinkedIn are going to give that a little bit more exposure as well. So very important to be thinking about that as well. Okay. Um, and Okay, so let's talk about there's sort of a there's two trains of thought here. There's the articles, and then there's also your status updates. So your status updates would be your posts that you're putting up, okay, and your articles are obviously in the publisher part of LinkedIn. They are fantastic, and it's great for building your profile when you're putting up articles on your profile, okay, or when you're putting up articles on LinkedIn, because they enhance your profile. So there's sort of two ways of looking at this. It'll give you a bit more credibility. It also shows more, but a lot of people, um, and there's sort of statistics out there saying that if you're posting content on your status, a status update, so i.e. a post, you're going to get a lot more engagement, because people are more inclined. When you think about this, is we're looking at LinkedIn, and when we're doing this is we're going through our feeds. If we see an article, we have to go off to the article, we have to read it, and then we're going to come back. So people will say, oh, well, I'll read it later on. Whereas if you're posting content that's going into your actual the news feed, it's going to give you a lot more exposure. Okay. Um, Also, setting your profile to public. Okay. Now, I just don't understand how why people will keep their profile private. Okay, maybe if you have a particular job skill, or there is a particular job that you're doing that you don't want it really visible, or you don't want to be um, being interactive on LinkedIn. Okay, which, the whole point of going on LinkedIn is to connect and to build relationships. So, there's that argument. There's two different arguments there. But I would suggest, if you're trying to build your engagement, it is to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is public, and you can find that in your settings and your privacies, and you can just set it, and you can set the different parameters there as you want to do that. Okay, so making sure your LinkedIn profile is public, that's one. Okay, so we've got to think about creating content. Okay, and when it comes to content, you want something that's going. And when you're looking at your social media or your LinkedIn profile, you're looking for something that's going to entice you to read more, or spark your curiosity. Okay, so you've got to think about this when you're writing your content, that you have some sort of hook, that you're going to pull someone in with something that you've said, like the headline. It could be as simple as, um, check out this new feature, or whatever it may be. We'll come to that now in a minute, but it's about also grabbing their attention in them first two sentences. Okay, because that's really, as they call it, the top of the fold, and that's where people will see when they see your post. They'll see more if you keep going reading down, and that's fair enough. But within them first two sentences, you want to try and grab their attention, and grab something that's going to help them to be able to be more enticed to come and click on it and read in a little bit more detail. Okay, now, when we do this, and this happens, and people do enjoy it and do engage with you, and they say, they leave a comment, that's the start of your engagement. Okay, that is a real part of your engagement. You need to be monitoring. If you're putting up content on LinkedIn, you need to be monitoring what people are saying about your comments, or about your piece of content in the comments section. Okay, and engage them, and not just this thumbs up, or this, thanks. Start the conversation. If you were talking to someone in real life, and you told them about something that was going on, they'd start a conversation with you. You wouldn't just go thanks and walk away. So there's no difference to doing it online to doing it offline. So, yet again, this is what I'm saying. You need to be engaging with people. So if your followers or your connections are actually engaging with you, and they're taking the time, and remember this, they're taking the time out of their day to answer, or to leave a comment. Okay. You want to be that person that goes, thank you very much for your insight. Thank you very much for your viewpoint. Thank you very much for sharing it. I'm delighted you agree, whatever it may be. But the idea is that you start engaging with people, and that's how you start building them relationships, because it goes back, and we use it all the time, the know, like, and trust factor. Very important, guys, because when people get to know you, they'll get to like you. And when they get to like you, they get to trust you. And there's all of these elements. And now you can start building on that relationship. Take it offline. Make sure that you have a conversation with them. Maybe say to them, I'm really interested in your viewpoint. If they leave a comment with regards to their viewpoint on an article, that you say, I'm very interested in your viewpoint. Maybe let's jump online and or jump on a Zoom call or whatever it may be, and have a coffee and discuss this a little bit more. And people will be interested to do that. I only done it the other day. I set up two meetings with two very interesting ladies that I found that connected with me on LinkedIn, and they asked a question. Okay, so like that, I said, right, okay, let's do this, and we set up a Zoom call, and we ended up having two meetings, and very insightful. I learned so much, and they also learned so much from me as well. So that's how we're building these relationships. That's how we're creating the content. That's how we are, further um, building our brand awareness, building our awareness and our visibility for what we do. So we've got to think about that. Um, so, what are some of the tactics that you can use? Well, I touched on it earlier on. Ask people a question, put it out there. Our good friend Yvonne Redden, she's doing a research project, and she's asking people to answer her polls and stuff like that. So she's engaging with people, and that's how she's getting the engagement, and is also getting eyes on her content more because more people now are interested. So maybe asking a question. You don't necessarily have to do a poll. You can just ask a question like, what do you feel about such and such, or what is your viewpoint on this? Love to hear from you, and maybe back it up with some sort of piece of content that you've read or whatever it may be. But make sure that there's some context to the question that you're asking. Okay. Um, Try and steer away from being a bit political online, because everyone has their own views, and you don't want to open up a can of worms. Okay. I'm not saying that you can't be political. It's up to you, but I would always personally, if you're trying to build a brand, I would move away from the political side of it. Okay, you could maybe talk about something that's industry specific to your business. Okay, some of the latest trends, some of the things like that. I was talking to a building company the other day, and I found out that the guy who runs the building company is a huge advocate of these new homes, and he's talking about all of these ways to start building your eco-friendly homes, and also how to get on that, I suppose, that property ladder and how to build a home. And we spoke about that in a lot more detail. And now he's starting to write pieces of content on that and share it out. So it expands what you do. It also, it's like the old story. You tell them you do this, but you do all of these other bits and pieces as well. So you can really expand on that. Okay. Um, and I suppose they're the type of things that really can help your engagement, because people would start asking questions, people would start connecting, people would start asking to be, more informed about stuff like that. And we say hello to Simon Campbell, who's joined us as well. Hopefully, you're feeling a little bit better, Simon. I know Simon wasn't well there for a couple of days, and so hopefully you're feeling better. And great to see you. And guys, if you have any questions, please pop them into the comments. I'd love to know about them. We'd love to know what it is that you're actually, what if there is anything that you have there that you would like to find out more information about as well. Okay. Some of the other things that you can do so I've about 4 or 5 here that I wanted to share with you. So maybe if you wanted to create pieces of content, and you might say to yourself, well, okay, well, what will I write, or what will I put up there? Okay, maybe a relatable story. Talk about something that everyone can relate to. Okay, so whether that be the weather, it could be anything as simple as that. You know what I mean? It's whatever it may be, but it has to be, and trying to make it relatable to people. Okay, some lessons that you've learned, some experience that you've had, that you've learned from, and you may get people who are saying, "Well, oh, I might agree with that," and yeah, I had a similar experience. So yet again, you're starting conversations. Okay, I love this one, the thought provoker. Something that something that's in your business that you can focus on and that you can share with people. Okay, get them to start thinking. Get them to start. Well, questioning things and stuff like that. It's always a great way to start a conversation as well. You can have the open-ended question. What is your view on this? It can be whatever it may be. So these are all the types of things that you can do. Maybe even share some personal achievements that you've done, or maybe you've got an award, maybe you've got a new something new that's happened to you. You know what I mean? Maybe share something like that. Remember that you've got a LinkedIn is quite business orientated, so try and keep it in that vein. It's like I spoke with a person the other day, and I was talking to them, and I was saying, nobody wants to see pictures of your dinner. They may want to know what the ingredients are and why you're using them ingredients. So you see what I'm sort of saying? I'd done a post a couple of months back about a burger. I was actually sitting in a very, very well-known hamburger place. I'm not going to say the names. We won't name any names. But um, I was talking about social media, and it just came to me. I just looked at the burger and I went, "Oh, there's an idea." And I created a post, so you can see that it's on. It's on a few of my social medias, and it just explains how social media works. And I'll share it. I'll put it into the comments after this later on, so people can view it as well. But it gives you a bit of an insight into that, and it became a great talking point, and it actually created a lot of engagement because of that, because it was something different with a bit of a different twist on it, and it worked well. Okay. um I suppose there's other things that you can do. Is you can maybe share some hacks or some tips that you use within your business that may be of benefit to people. They're always a great way to open up conversations. Yet again, all the way I'm talking here is engagement. It's all about engagement. It's about building that engagement. But in order to build the engagement, you need to be asking questions. You need to be, sharing content that's relative, that's important, that's solves a problem, that helps someone to understand it. I know David Brown is here, and he shared a great post yesterday about SEO tips for your website with your blog posts. Okay, and it was a really, really great post. It even made I sort of went, okay, that's an idea. I never thought of that. So like that, David shared a fantastic bunch of tips. And if you're looking for a web developer, and not a web designer, a man that knows web development inside and out, works from that side of it, do get in contact with him because he knows a lot of the stuff. But yet again, David has started to shared that fantastic post yesterday about SEO for your blog posts on your website. Okay, it's showcasing his industry, it's showcasing what he does, it's building awareness for him, it's building awareness for the WordPress guy. All of this is creating a great piece of content that can start other conversations. Okay, so this is where I'm saying to you, it's so important that you start thinking about this and building a strategy around that. Okay, I'm not going to harbor on. I actually said I was only going to come on for 10 minutes, and I'm now up to nearly 22 minutes, but we had a few technical difficulties. But guys, I'm delighted with any of your questions. If you want to ask any questions going forward, you want to pop me an email or message me. I'm happy to try and answer any questions that I can for you, and hopefully it'll help you to learn a little bit more. If you have any questions whatsoever, and on LinkedIn or on social media, please do get in contact with me. I'm the digital mentor, and I like to help people and help them navigate their way across the digital landscape. So let's see if I can help you. So I'm always happy to talk to you. Have a great day. I'm going to leave it there, and hopefully, yeah, you have got some good tips and tricks here, and it you will start putting them into action. And also make sure to tag me in the posts if you want to connect with me across any of the social networks. Please feel free to do so, and just even mention that you see me on the Thursday tips. I'll see you all again next Thursday for more great tips on digital marketing, social media, and have a great day. And as I always say, be social. Until the next time, bye bye.